What is up? This here, LA in a minute, and I'm here in downtown LA at the original Pantry Cafe, the historic diner that opened in 1924 and may close permanently in 1 week due to a dispute. Now, the original Pantry Cafe is truly one of the most historic restaurants in LA and one of the most notable diners in the world. So is the original Pantry Cafe really going to close? Let's get into it. The Pantry has stood witness to more than 100 years of evolution, from LA as a secondary city in the United States to a world-class metropolis, all while serving customers large portions for economical prices at all hours. The appeal of the Pantry is beyond the food. It's the community, the servers, some of who have been here for more than 40 years. The Pantry continues to define community, even in the ever-changing landscape of downtown LA. Accordingly, it is designated an official Los Angeles Historic Cultural Monument. But this week, the owners of the original Pantry Cafe announced that they would close the restaurant on March 2nd at 5 p.m., a response to workers' demands to keep their union protections in the event that the restaurant changes hands. And that's the issue. The trust that owns the restaurant says they have been attempting to sell the restaurant for the last few months. Accordingly, the restaurant's employees, who are represented by Unite Here Local 11, requested that the trust that owns the Pantry keeps the employees and their union representation, even if the restaurant is sold. The trust, however, said that the union's demands were, quote, totally unacceptable and would subject the next owner to a cumbersome process if it wanted to change anything. So as it stands, 5 p.m. March 2nd will be the last time the original Pantry Cafe ever serves a customer. So who exactly is the trust that owns the original Pantry Cafe? It's the Richard J. Riordan Administrative Trust, whose largest beneficiary is the Riordan Foundation, a charity organization with a mission to help underserved communities receive better pre-K through 12th grade education and achieve collegiate success. And that's the trust that has owned the original Pantry Cafe since Richard Riordan died in 2023. And they've been trying to sell the restaurant to provide the, quote, best path to provide the foundation with the most financial resources to continue its wonderful charitable mission. Now, Richard Riordan's the former mayor of Los Angeles, but even prior to that, he bought the Pantry in 1981 in a larger real estate deal to spare it from demolition, and he enthusiastically owned the diner for decades, ushering it through the downtown LA Renaissance at the turn of the 21st century. The diner itself originally opened on this intersection, 9th and Francisco, in May of 1924 by Dewey Logan. He opened a 15-stool counter with a grill, a hot plate, and a stove. And the original philosophy was that nobody should go hungry any time of day or night. And as such, they never closed and never locked the doors. Even in 1950, when the original location was closed down for this freeway on-ramp, they still never closed. They were only moving about 200 yards down the same block, so they served lunch at the original location and dinner at the new location simultaneously. In 1972, Dewey Logan passed away, and there were fears as to what would happen to the Pantry. But by 1974, Paul Leuenberger, a Swiss chef and a devoted fan of the proud landmark, bought it and owned it until Riordan took over. Also, thank you to Cindy Carcamo of the LA Times for excellent reporting, specifically on the union dispute part of this. And continued coverage in local journalism from LA Taco with a special appearance by Jake of Diner Theory on a great opinion article on why the Pantry needs to stay open. Make sure you check that out. And thus, for over 100 years, the Pantry has stood as a proud monument in downtown Los Angeles, a beacon for all of LA. But today, we stand here counting the days until one of the oldest, most historic, and most renowned restaurants is going to close its doors forever. All right, LA, it's been a minute.